So the big question is this: how are investors like us, who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer.
So, at the end, everyone's closing out and they want to basically get home, get out of there. So I decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to tell this story. So that's kind of what I sort of thought going into it. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I just stood up, got in line to talk, and then as everyone in front of me finished their little speeches, I got more and more nervous because I was like, dang, what am I supposed to talk about? And it was really funny because it was like I didn't really know what to do. The coaches were awesome and they'd been praised and they just crushed it. But now I'm coming up there and I think, okay, I'm sitting on the sidelines. What do I do? And then the person in front of me finishes. I'm like the last guy, and I walk onto the stage, and I'm telling you, you just put yourself out there and it'll happen, right? So I get on stage and an idea just pops into my head for a story. So I talk to the crowd, I'm like, hey, remember this? There was this one time, a couple months ago, and it was pouring outside. It was like basically a waterfall. I mean, it was just a crazy amount of rain. And I pump everyone up, say hi to everyone. Everyone's super excited, thank them all for coming out. I tell them that story, and then I say, hey, I remember Mr. Zamir, Coach Z. So he had us coming off to practice that day, and he was like, hey, you guys are running in the rain. So it's just downpour, and he just sends us out there. He says, oh, you can dry your shoes off with newspaper later. And so everyone goes out there. We run for like an hour and a half. I don't remember. It was, everyone just soaking wet, sweaty, drenched, shoes are wet. It's just crazy. Everyone's a huge mess, and it was so fun, sort of, kind of. And then, I get to the end, and I'm like, and this has happened so many times, and it's awesome because it's expanded, these kids, physically and mentally to get past barriers that they would have previously, not even been able to overcome. It's grown them internally by pushing them to their limits, and that's something that they would rarely get, but because of the amazing discipline and strength of the coaches, that's something that they were getting all the time. Whenever it rained, they'd be out there absolutely crushing it, and they would have to be for coach, and that really forced them to adapt to their bodies and environments and grow as a person, because instead of just sitting on the sidelines, they're in the thick of it. And everyone got in their cars later that day. They were soaked. Their shoes were just soaked. Everyone was a huge mess. Stinky. I mean, it was crazy. But they were forced through it, and they kept doing it so that they could know that they would overcome, whatever obstacles they had or troubles that they were working through. Because, if you can run through the rain, you can do whatever you want, right? You can crush it. And if you can crush it, there, then you can crush it anywhere. And I think that was a big sense of confidence and strength that a lot of kids got from it, especially as they found it, quote, hellish from a lot of kids. But it was really strengthening their inner character overall. And it's just a tremendous experience as a sport. So hope you guys like this, find it valuable, and have a good day. Thanks.
Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets we use to double our portfolios every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.